there, favorite, and welcome to Picket Fence Pretty. Here's to a new journey. I've been putting off doing this, and mostly because of the pressures of social media and not having, like, an aesthetically pleasing home or backyard, and my work looking the way that it looks online. People have weird expectations of the space that it comes out of. But I've come to terms with the fact that this is my home and I'm very proud of my home. I don't actually have a real shame around it outside of what the social media are going to say. And I want to bring you guys into my world where I am going to create so many pretty moments with you guys, share lots of baking tips and recipes, more tea parties than you could ever ask for. And I hope you guys stick around this journey with me. Yeah.
Do you see? There's no saving these floors. I had to get some carpet for it. I had this fear because I know these avils fall from so far up, but I love my neighbor's trees. They give so much shade this way. And lo and behold, look at that on the ground there. But we're gonna be seated more this side under the mango tree, which is it's not mango season right now. The apple tree is further that way. So I don't think anything should hit us if it comes to that. But yeah, that is the cost of living in Limpopo, the Arable Limpopo, the beautiful. Look at how, I couldn't save this floor. I couldn't if I tried.
Favorite, some of you who are following me or who've come to see what this is about from my other platforms might want to know why it does not have the same handle. It just makes sense to streamline your name across your social media like that. And I guess I should explain that why I'm going with Picket Fence Pretty over here instead of Picket Fence Confectionery. I plan to do more than just baking on here, but we predominantly we're going to be baking because that's my love and that is what people have come to know me for. And I still enjoy doing it quite a great deal. We're even going to do so, like, not so pretty stuff, like figuring out how we're pricing these cakes. So expect a lot of us testing out recipes together. Some may flop, some may go well. Sharing recipes that have been working like a charm and all of that. But also expect a lot of just pretty stuff. A lot of me trying to host a friend over for a lunch and making it cute for you guys. I'm a person who likes pretty things, but I also live in a very, very small town. The opportunities to really go out and do cute things. I actually live in a township, and I the township is near a very small town, a quaint, beautiful town, but like small nonetheless. So the opportunities to really go out and have the kinds of fun that I want to have at this stage in my life are slim to none, really. And I think I've realized, and I saw a while ago, that I may have to create these pretty experiences for myself and for my mates because we're interested in having that particular kind of fun. That's basically what the premise of the channel is, as well as like frugality around the type of fun that we want to have and acceptance, really, of what's normal in terms of things not always looking so polished and pretty, and the fact that maybe the yard is not that gorgeous. Maybe there's actually a pile of things in the corner and it's a bit of a hoard if you would like, but maybe we can carve out a little corner in that same space and make it pretty and make it enjoyable and most importantly memorable, good experiences with good friends, creating new memories and all of those things. I feel like with the way that social media has gone, we've cheated ourselves of these experiences, not even outside of, oh, I can't telegraph this. We just altogether don't even try to have these experiences because we live to telegraph the experience. So now I'm not going to go over to my friend and just have a cup of tea, and not to the degree that I put the tea together for, something possibly a lot smaller. But you're like, my oven just went off. I'll be right back. And I'm back. But I was talking about just cheating ourselves of these experiences because they aren't Instagrammable, they're not fit enough for social media. And then you get on social media and you see other people like putting out their content in their homes that just look like a normal home like yours and things aren't so perfect and maybe there's a crack in the wall, the ceiling is not just so perfect and stuff. But people have done the work to realize that that's not who they are. Like that is just the house they live in. And even with that, they still have something to contribute. And I suppose I was a bit in my head about it because the space I'm wanting to occupy is about aesthetics. And my chat would then be that it can still be cute, um, and we can still try to make it about community and still try to make it about memories and all of that stuff without having to break the bank and feel like everything just needs to be so pristine. It's really hard for a person like me to have to do all of that because I do like for things to be in place, especially where my work is concerned. I have this view that people look at the entire picture. I mean, even before I started making the cakes, for a while when I was trying to find my space when I first moved back home, and I was trying to find my space in the culinary scene at home, if you would like, should I go into catering? Or, I dabbled in this and that. I was really running away from cakes because I was like, my mom's kitchen, my home kitchen is not, it doesn't have the right backsplash. It's literally the standard kitchen that came with the house all those years ago. It's not filthy, it's just not pretty. Let's not confuse being dirty and untidy and, unhygienic for things just being old and lived in. Um, there's an obsession with like newness and things looking a particular way. And because we are such a social media has done a number on us because we are so concerned with the look of things right now. People would rather buy something from somewhere where the aesthetics match what is in the box and everything is a part of the content they're going to put out. And do they want to be associated with you as a brand and you as a brand? All of that stuff playing in my head for like a good year or so kept me from really doing the cakes because I was like, what will people think when they're picking up the cakes from my home? You know, um, Not even taking into account the fact that I might actually have a knack for this, like I might have some talent for this, like in terms of making cakes look pretty. Because a lot of people go to culinary school and stuff, but this is not the journey that they go down, right? But it turned out to be my sweet spot, and I let that same fear cripple me from putting this channel out a lot sooner. And when I realized what I'd been doing, literally it hit me during the week. Decided on Tuesday. This picnic was had on Sunday. I was like to my friends, we're finally doing that makeup picnic that I've been threatening you guys with. And I'll probably use that footage to just do a little soft launch for the kind of content that I want to be doing for Picket Fence Pretty. And I can't believe I actually did it. I still wait, like I still put in quite a lot of work to make it look pretty. You guys see my mom helping me here. She's another one. Like I think I get it from her. When I was watching the footage back, putting this together for you guys, I was like, oh, that's how you get it. That's why you're so finicky about certain things and certain things you just don't care about. Like to a degree, I always knew, but like look how we're faffing and fussing over the tablecloth. It's not even a table. Let me explain. Do you know what look I was going for? I was trying to achieve this like, have you seen like a French style kind of tablecloth that has that ruffle? But I don't like the leg of the standard canteen table, like a folding table. I hate seeing that leg. Like if I'm ever somewhere and there's like a decor person and then they put the round tablecloths, the large round tablecloths over the square canteen for, and then they're like, oh no, it works for both. No, it do not. It do not. It do not because I can see that leg and is that leg part of is it adding to the look? No. No, no, no. On the contrary, it's taking away from the look. So I wanted it to feel very layered, but I couldn't find the tablecloth anywhere. And like I said, I decided on Tuesday, and I still had so much other work that I needed to put out, like picket fence confectionery work that clients paid for cakes that I had to put out and stuff. So I was like, I won't have time to go to a decent fabric shop in town. I'm gonna have to make up first. I was like, maybe I can get a duvet that has that frill on it, that ruffle rather on it. I was not fortunate to get that. So then my mom was like, well, let's just see what I have. and my linen with my bedding and stuff like linen, which she probably hasn't had in her bed in like a while now. She really, really loves it though. But you know how they are, like with the plates and stuff, certain things they just don't use. I don't know what that's about. But like I'm such a stickler for the like I whipped out my little steamer. I know when I put on the tablecloth, somebody's probably like, yo, but it's so creased, baby. No, it was not gonna stay creased for too long because I don't play those games. I do not things like that bug me. Do not give me creased things, please. Okay. Is it supposed to be like that? Is that part of the local school? I can deal with that, but no, no, ma'am. Okay. And I get that from my mom. She wasn't even feeling well. Tell me why she's on her feet here with me trying to make this picnic cute for literally six of my homegirls. Why? The floor was a mess, so I rented some carpet. It was like 70 rands for is it a 5 meter? But the one um little roll was 75 rand, so was the other. And then two of my friends offered to pay for the chairs because like they were just like, no, they think we paid 25 rands for a chair. And then everything else, my teacups are thrifted. Oh my god. That's part of the reason I was also like, no, we're doing this. I think this would be such a lovely idea, by the way, for like a bridal party. Honestly, wouldn't this be so cute? Maybe the bride is getting her trial makeup done on the day, and then the rest of you girls are maybe going to do your own faces on the actual day. So on the day you're practicing and she's approving your looks, okay, that's going to work, or that's going to work. Um, or even just like, for a group of girlfriends, maybe you guys are, some corporate baddies who want to learn how to do a basic beat for that one day at the office, one time a week. You want to just do a little basic thing. Hire a makeup artist to come out and sit with you guys over some tea and give you some tips. And then you guys do. I think this is such a lovely bonding exercise for the girls who love to play with makeup, but it could be anything, right? Like, this is just us swapping out the typical sip and paint and things like that. And these are things that you can do for yourselves. You don't need to wait for somebody to create an event for you to go to. You want these moments with your girlfriends. Somebody has to shield the responsibility of putting them together and organizing them. Yes, it's a little bit, of work and all of that. You guys can always share the duties among yourselves. Like, okay, we want to put together a picnic or a tea party or whatever. You're tasked with doing and divvy out those responsibilities. And then you come together and you guys have a lovely time, especially if you're finding yourselves like us in small towns where these things are just not available like that. My oven's going off again. I guess that's my time to go as well. I can't wait to spend time with you guys here. I would also love some suggestions on what you guys want to hear from us. I gotta go. Bye.